Did you know that India has the largest number of post offices in the world? My name is Joshua Koshy, and today I'm going to tell you about the culture and characteristics of the great country of India. I've personally visited India a few times in my life and have been truly astonished by the rich culture and beauty of this country. This has inspired me to learn more about it, and I can't wait to share all that I've learned with you. First, I'll tell you about the culture of India. Then I'll tell you about the country's communication behaviors, and finally, I'll tell you about a current event that occurred in this country. Let's begin. India has a very rich and deeply rooted culture. Indian communities are typically very family-oriented. According to the 2020 Culturegram's online World Edition's entry on India, in the section Family, the family is the basic social unit in India and generally takes precedence over the individual. Therefore, extended families often live together or near each other, and bonds between members of the extended family are strong. Additionally, the elderly are respected and cared for by their families, and the advice of older family members is generally sought out and heeded by the younger generations. India also has a fair share of interesting dining habits. According to the 2020 Culturegram's online World Edition's entry on India, in the section Eating, in northern India, most people start the day with a light breakfast, followed by a large lunch and a dinner in the evening. However, in southern India, breakfast is the main meal. Traditional families may eat their food with the right hand or with banana leaves instead of utensils. However, these traditional eating habits are slowly changing, especially in urban areas where more westernized lifestyles are being adopted. Now that I've told you about the culture of India, let me proceed to tell you about this country's communication behaviors. India has many unique communication behaviors that reflect its culture and traditional values. Firstly, India is a country with a high power distance. According to the Geert Hosted's and Michael McNabb's research on the page What About India, last updated in 2010, India scores high on this dimension, 77. Indicating an appreciation for hierarchy and a top-down structure in society and organizations. Indians emphasize respect and honor toward individuals of higher status, authority, or age. This is especially evident in the workplace where managers count on the obedience of team members and employees expect to be directed clearly as to their functions and what is expected of them. Secondly, India has both individualistic and collectivistic traits. The collectivistic mentality of India is shown as individuals express affiliation with different groups, such as their family, neighbors, and co-workers. In India, there's a high preference for belonging to a larger social framework, in which individuals are expected to act in accordance to the greater good of one's defined in-groups. India also has somewhat of a mindset of individualism, mainly as a result of Hinduism. Hindu philosophy teaches of a cycle of death and rebirth, in which the quality of the next life is dependent on how individuals have lived the previous lives. People are therefore individually responsible for the way they lead their lives and the impact it will have upon their rebirth, leading to an individualistic mindset. Now that I've told you about the culture and communication behaviors of India, let me proceed to tell you about a current event that occurred in this country. According to the article, Class 12 Exams, India Students Face Uncertain Future Amid Pandemic by Andrew Clarence in the June 12, 2021 edition of the BBC News. Earlier this month, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the cancellation of key school leaving examinations. The examination, popularly called boards, are crucial for students hoping to secure admission in some of India's most prestigious universities. The cancellation came as a huge relief to many who were anxious about writing exams. However, this relief slowly sunk into anxiety as students became concerned about their futures. Without the boards, students don't know how they will be evaluated for college admissions. The Central Board of Secondary Education seeks to address these concerns. However, they have struggled to find an adequate solution to the problem. Some educationalists feel that students could be marked on the basis of previously held examinations, such as pre-boards. However, many argue that this is unfair as these examinations were taken in preparation of the real boards and students may not have performed very well on them. Additionally, the CBSE announced that students would be able to write an examination if they were not satisfied with their evaluations. However, this could also lead to issues such as delayed college admissions or completely missed opportunities. Only time can tell how this issue will be handled, but it will certainly have an impact on millions of students across India. Let me conclude. First, I told you about the culture of India. Then I told you about the communication behaviors of this country. And finally, I shared with you one current event that occurred in this country. India is one of the most culturally rich countries in the world, and I believe that we can learn a great deal from its tradition and history. Ji shukriya.